Back here in India, a big debate is underway. At the center of this debate are freebies. The Supreme Court of India is warning against freebies. Now, if you follow Indian politics, you know what I mean. During every election season, every party is promising something or the other. Free electricity, free laptops, free food processors, free bicycles. The promises get more creative with every election cycle. The question is, are they sustainable? Can a country like India afford freebies? The Supreme Court is currently hearing this matter. Let me quote what the Chief Justice of India said. It is a serious issue. Ours is a welfare state. Some may say that they are paying taxes and it has to be used for developmental process. So both sides have to be heard by the committee. That's what the court has done. It has asked different stakeholders to brainstorm. The central government, the Niti Aayog or the Planning Commission, the Reserve Bank of India and the Finance Commission. So the best minds will huddle to decide the path forward. Meanwhile, the political battle has already begun. Recently, India's Prime Minister spoke out against the freebie culture. He said the country's youth must be guarded against it. But the Chief Minister of Delhi disagrees. He says, if it is financially sustainable, then why not? So tonight, let's dissect this entire debate. What are the pros and cons of freebies? And is there a middle ground? First of all, how do you define a freebie? For example, does cheap electricity count as a freebie? After all, you're all paying taxes. In the West, they don't call it freebies. They call it social security. You get free insurance, free health care, free schooling for your kids. And it is often called the cornerstone of a welfare state. But in India, freebies also mean something else. Like I said, free laptops, free electrical appliances. These are not part of any welfare scheme. They're part of the scheme to catch votes, sometimes with disastrous consequences. You might remember what happened in 2004. 21 people died in a stampede over freebies in the city of Lucknow in Uttar Pradesh. 21 people. Then opposition leader Lalji Tandon was distributing free saris to women. The rush was impossible to control. Pretty soon it spiraled into a stampede. Some politicians also hand out liquor to attract votes. Needless to say, that's not acceptable. But when it comes to other freebies, the verdict is not so clear. For example, sewing machines. The state of Tamil Nadu and Bihar, these states have given sewing machines to women. On paper, it is a freebie, yes, but the overall impact can be positive. Women in those states are using these machines to make money, to contribute to the economy and to sustain themselves. We could say the same about bicycles. In some cases, they offer mobility to the people who receive them. You can travel to work or school. They can transport small commodities. It's a win-win for everyone. Having said that, not all freebies end up the same way, and the reason is quite simple. You can teach a man how to fish. You can even give him a fishing rod. But unless he wants to fish, there's absolutely no point. And that is the downside of freebies. If you distribute 100 of them, maybe 10 will be put to use. The rest is wasteful expenditure for votes. How many states can afford that? In the West, money is not that big an issue. The population is low, tax payments are high, so social security is easy to provide. That's not the case with all Indian states. Some of them are already racking up a lot of debt, and freebies could push them over the edge. Also, don't forget the impact on elections. People are supposed to elect lawmakers based on their policies, not based on what brand of mixers they're offering. So freebies defeat the whole point of free and fair elections. Simply put, they muddy the waters. Which brings us to the Supreme Court's dilemma. What can be done now? First, we must differentiate between social security and freebie. Free saris, for example, is a freebie. Free education, perhaps not. It is an investment for the future. Free education. If the state can afford it, it must be provided. What about things like laptops and mixers? This is where distribution is more important than principle. Like I said, not everyone wants to fish. So find the people who actually want to and the people who actually can. They will make the right use of these freebies, and even then, one problem remains. Who will make the politicians understand their primary concern is winning elections? Managing the economy is secondary for most of them. And this is where election promises have to be studied better, perhaps even regulated, because if it sounds too good to be true, chances are it is. WION is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news on the move.